Huples Cat. Today we're going to look at Swedish Prepping and how they prep their high school students.
Stockholm. A very special lesson is being taught at this school here today. Anna Telefors from the Swedish Civil Contingencies Agency, MSB, is visiting. The risk manager is often invited to schools to teach youth about how to behave during a crisis. The demand for this curriculum has increased significantly since late February.
Any idea why?
Russia is prepared now to escalate a full-scale war with Ukraine, possibly with Poland and with NATO. In what is being called a chilling speech by world leaders, the Russian president has warned that his people will use nuclear weapons against America and to not dare to call his bluff on this reaction.
Yes, you are correct. What's been done in Canada to help prep our high school students to how to behave correctly in the event of war?
The Swedish island of Gotland lies in close proximity to the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad. For years, Russian drones and surveillance aircraft have been circling over the island, violating Swedish airspace.
They could try to occupy Gotland. That would give them better access to capture the Baltic states.
Is he showing an excellent grasp of tactics, or is he regurgitating what he's heard on TV? I don't know, but the tactics here, bang on the money.
Do you think about that a lot? Every day? Do you worry about a Russian invasion? Or are there other threats like climate change? How do you weigh one against the other?
That's a great question. For me, you prep for the basics. The Swedish Prepping Guide has 5 categories to prep for. Can you guess which 5 they are? Food, water, communications, warmth, and other. And they provide a handy-dandy, very good checklist for all 5 categories, which you can see.
Anna Telefors uses a quiz to introduce the students to various disaster situations. How can they protect themselves and others in the case of war? What about a fire, flooding, or blackouts? One scenario in particular dominates the group session: the perceived threat by Russia.
Russia, Russia, Russia. War often comes from unexpected sources.
President Joe Biden says U.S. forces would defend Taiwan if China tries to invade the island. Taiwan says it is an independent democracy, while China claims it's one of their territories. Last night on CBS 60 Minutes, the president was asked point blank if the U.S. forces would defend Taiwan in the event of an invasion. He said yes. After the interview, the White House said U.S. policy has not changed. That policy says that Washington wants to see Taiwan's status resolved peacefully, but doesn't say whether the U.S. would respond to a Chinese attack.
Oh, by the way, for those people who don't follow European politics, Sweden's just elected a right-wing anti-immigration government, so they're going to actually change their policies quite a bit. As austerity and the cost of fighting Russia by proxy in Ukraine gets more and more acute, along with other issues that are going on in the world, I do suspect that we're going to lurch right-wing across Europe, and I'm not really sure I'm happy with that, but I think it's just a symptom of something else.
Sweden has been struggling with foreign espionage for years, like from Russia, for instance. Sensitive information needs to be treated with care, especially when sharing it with someone in the political sphere. Even if you think you know the person, you need to be cautious.
This is a big focus in Sweden, and one North America would do very well to copy before we actually have a war.
Finland is under an even greater threat. It's much closer to Russia. I have relatives in Finland. We all worry about them, my mother especially. War is much more likely to break out there.
This again demonstrates a very good grasp of strategy. I highly doubt Canadian high schoolers would be as aware of strategy that what would happen in the event of Russia occupying a Canadian island in, let's say, the high Arctic. Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great week. And next time on Swedish Prepping...
The mood here is laid back. Today, 70 men are training with the Carl Gustaf, a Swedish anti-tank weapon.
If I only enjoy the freedoms but don't stand up for them, they are not worth much.
This has been a Dog and His Llama production 2022. What have we done in Canada, America, Australia and United Kingdom to prepare our high schoolers to deal with war? What have we done in North America?